We need the wall. The Border Patrol, ICE, they all want the wall. We stop the drugs. We shore up the border. One of my first acts will be to get all of the drug lords, all of the bad ones. We have some bad people in this country that have to go out. We're going to get them out. We're going to secure the border. And once the border is secured, at a later date, we'll make a determination as to the rest.
Donald Trump returning to the topic of illegal immigration. It's what won him early support in the fight for the Republican nomination. Was that enough to keep that support and build on that in tonight's final presidential debate? J.D. Hayworth back with you on Newsmax TV's National Anchor Desk, and I am joined by my colleagues. I think we have a nice shot to show everybody in the family here. Ironically, to my left but screen right, our friend Ed Berliner, Miranda Kahn, John Bachman here, and from Newsmax New York, Bill Tucker joins us. Bill, we appreciate it, and I believe our old pal Steve Malzberg is there as well. Yes, so lady and gentlemen, let's go to the phones at 1-877-NEWSMAX, 1-877-639-7629. Out to the city where the debate was held this evening, Las Vegas. That's where Rick is on the phone. Rick, your take on what you saw. Were you there in person or watching on television?
No, I was watching on television as usual, and to me, Hillary is like the second verse, same as the first. So, and not only that, Donald Trump strikes me as a very, very good businessman to reserve the right to concede if he was to lose to Hillary just because this voter fraud. And I'm a Democrat. Now I'm a Republican, and I'm changing tomorrow morning.
So tonight is what changed your mind. You're going down to re-register. Of course, you could be valuable as a Democrat for Trump, Rick, but we do appreciate the call. Let's turn to the assembled multitude here right now. Miranda Kahn, you hear that from Rick. Yeah. Does it just bear out the Donald Trump phenomenon?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I wish we could have asked him. I want to know specifically a little bit more what changed his mind, because I've been hearing you and several other people say, Ed was mentioning this earlier, that we were hearing much of the same thing that we have heard from Trump throughout this entire election cycle. I mean, we stuck with the issues in the beginning, but he didn't really elaborate, didn't give us the how I'm going to do this.
Well, he does paint with broad brush strokes and superlatives. But with a lot of folks, they say, Ed, that they understand what he's saying.
I understand, but I didn't hear anything new. He started off very slowly. I thought it was kind of interesting that he tried to, it seems as if he was trying to be very calm, but you knew that eventually it was going to be the Donald Trump that everybody knows and loves. He went back to the old standards that I think he knew he was going to win with. His refusal to accept the legitimacy of the election is an epic fail. Quite frankly, because I think anybody that wants to be president of the United States needs to accept the will of the people. There is no evidence of massive voter fraud. And as somebody who has a great amount of respect for women, I am insulted, as are many of the people that I've talked with in the last hour, about his comment, "you nasty woman," that he said. I thought that those were two big mistakes.
Oh, man.
Here's Steve Malzberg uttering an "oh, man" out there. Steve, go ahead.
He said, "you nasty woman," in response to a nasty comment from a woman who gratuitously, when she was answering a question on reforming Social Security taxes, snidely remarked, "unless Donald will probably find a way around paying that too." So it was a nasty remark by a nasty woman, and he called her out on it.
A gentleman, and a leader does not do that. Sorry. The man who wants to be the leader of a country doesn't do that, as does somebody who says and claims falsely that he has respect for women.
And yet what we heard from Rick a minute ago was kind of Rick was saying about Hillary, you know, it's the same thing from Hillary. It's scripted, it's rehearsed. Craig Shirley, John Bugman, Craig was telling us about a smirkometer. When Hillary gets in trouble, she smirks.
There was so many opportunities there for Donald Trump to pin Hillary Clinton down, put his boot on her neck, figuratively speaking, of course, and end it, but he just didn't do it. She fought back on the Russian issue. She was able to squirm her way out of the abortion issue. And also, Donald Trump had two unforced errors tonight that are not just going to be used in the news cycle tomorrow, but voters in Florida and Ohio are going to be hearing that comment about "you nasty woman" without the context that Steve provided. And they're also going to hear the comment about him not willing to accept the outcome of the election. Those are two campaign commercials that we can expect in heavy rotation in those swing states. no matter what he said, you cannot provide the opportunity to the opposition with those types of words in these elections. It's the last opportunity he's going to have to be on the debate stage with Hillary Clinton. And I don't think, Dick Morris said he blew it.
Well, I tell you what.
May have.
Yeah, well, let's reserve the last word in this little discussion. Back to Newsmax New York for Bill Tucker. Bill, is it gloom and doom and epic fail and all is lost?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Look, he obviously has a base that are going to remain devoted to him. But it was an epic fail when he said he wouldn't commit to abiding by the results of the election. For heaven's sakes, Richard Nixon, when he lost to Kennedy in 1960, had every reason to challenge it. And history has shown us he probably should have challenged it. And he was given a choice. And he said, no, I don't want to put the country through it. I don't want to divide this country. He took the high road out because he wanted to see a unified United States of America. Donald Trump apparently doesn't care. That was what he left us with.
Al Gore challenged it.
That's what he left us with.
Al Gore challenged it.
Al Gore challenged it, went to court, and then had to concede. I can't believe that a man is running for the presidency of the United States. I love you, Steve. You know that. I love you, Steve. But if you're not going to abide by the process, don't participate.
We're getting that New York state of mind and that discussion that we love here from our Newsmax roundtable, both here on the anchor desk and from New York. There is more of that ahead. And also, of course, who do you think won the debate? Log on to newsmaxpolls.com and let us know there. All this plus more of your calls at 1-877-NEWSMAX as our coverage of tonight's third presidential debate rolls on.